All right. Welcome to another episode of Psoto Desperado Plays Ark Survival Ascended. I hope you guys can hear me properly. Looks like I think it's recording. I don't know. Is it recording or not? Shoot. Hello? Okay, it is recording. All right, it's recording. All right, so I'm going to start a video by Michael Bardonero. America's largest banks. No one is borrowing anymore. Why? Because they can't buy anything. Why borrow money if you can't afford to buy the house?
Typically, most big businesses are not really a good reflection of the real state of the economy and what's going on. But in this particular case, I think it is, because when we look at some of the nation's largest banks, they can reveal actually some very interesting insights into consumer activity. They have millions of customers, regardless of how much the big banks continue to rip people off with terrible savings rates and, less than ideal mortgage interest rates and all these sorts of things. For some reason, people still flock to these big banks and still open up accounts with them. So they have a lot of leverage and a lot of pull, but also a lot of information that we can look at. JP Morgan, as well as Wells Fargo, just posted drops in profits from a year ago as part of their third quarter earnings results this past week. The funny thing about that is investors are actually happy about this and cheered this because the declines were actually not as bad as expected. But one thing that their data reveals is that there's virtually no loan demand right now of any kind, guys. They say that people are not springing for new loans as interest rates remain elevated. It's a sign that consumers are hesitant to take on new debt or are at least waiting for the Federal Reserve to follow through on signals that it will continue lowering interest rates. I've seen people say in the comments that, people are just not taking on new debt because they're being responsible, or, people are not going out to restaurants because they're finally being responsible. This doesn't mean that we're in a recession. This just means that, people are finally starting to wake up and get smart with their money. Well, there might be a small percentage of people who are doing that, especially if they watch channels like mine, because I've heard from you guys personally and people who are doing that had poor spending habits before. And if that's you, I do congratulate you. That is excellent to hear. But to sit there and say that the reason why the restaurant sales are down and people are taking on less debt is because consumers are being more financially responsible is a joke. The reality is people don't have the money, guys. If you saw my video yesterday, literally 76% of Americans right now are saying they're having a hard time paying the bills. So people typically don't really go out to eat much if they're having a hard time paying the bills, okay? Also, people aren't taking out new loans according to these big banks because they're probably already eyeballs deep into debt. We know this for a fact with the record high amounts of household debt right now. People have more debt per household than ever before in history, and it just continues to climb. But despite all that, the big banks are saying that loan demand is weak, but the consumers are in solid shape and they don't see any concerning credit quality trends. So another thing we can look at is these are the same type of stories and headlines that we saw right before the big financial crisis back in 2008. People were still talking about these real feel-good stories about the economy right up until everything completely collapsed, guys. Like literally, it went from day to night in terms of sentiment, in terms of how these businesses were talking about how well everything is going. It didn't take very long for it to change. Chief Financial Officer at Wells Fargo says that year-over-year growth rates and spend with credit or debit is down a little bit from earlier in the year, but it's still quite solid. So they're just saying because it's not a massive pullback in people spending, then somehow that means everyone's okay. But I interpret the data differently. I look at it as if people are cutting back on spending when things cost more than ever, how many things are people actually giving up and not buying anymore because of how much the cost of living has gone up? That's the way I see it. Because you can't look at spending dollar for dollar and compare that to what it was a year ago or even a couple years ago, because inflation has continued to go up since then, which means everything we buy costs more than it did a year ago or 2 years ago, etc. JP Morgan's chief financial officer said that even though credit card net charge-off rates rose from a year ago, across the board, our consumer narrative that the consumer is fine remains in effect. So everybody is holding up this big front. You know, the Fed, the big banks, and the government all are working as one big team right now to present this front that everything's okay until it's not. And that's exactly what they did right before we had the huge recession in 2008. All you got to do is just go back and look at all the articles, guys. You can see anything before January 2008, for the most part, is all sunshine and rainbows just like this. But they do say that they're going to keep monitoring their loan growth, especially because they say if we don't see a meaningful uptick in people taking out more loans as interest rates continue to come down, then it might be something that we need to be more concerned about. Well, you guys can already get a preview of that happening right now in real time with the housing market, because the rates are more than a full percentage point lower than they were a year ago, and there's still fewer buyers than there were a year ago. In this coming week, Bank of America and Citibank are going to report their third quarter earnings results as well. So maybe we'll have some more insight into this as they make their report. And then after the blowout jobs report that we had in September, Goldman Sachs came out and actually lowered their outlook of a potential recession from 20% to 15%. However, another investment firm called Martin Curie, they actually increased their recession odds after this last jobs report. I wonder why that is. They went from 35% to now a 40% chance of a recession, guys, which all of this is bogus anyways, because we are in a recession right now. At least specific sectors of the economy are, and the average person is feeling a recession regardless of whether or not the government wants to admit it. Doesn't really matter. All that really matters is what the average person is actually experiencing, in my opinion. So the reason why this investment firm, Martin Curie, is saying they believe recession odds are increasing is because of inflation is the biggest problem. Okay, in fact, we just got the most recent inflation numbers. They went up, not down, even after the Fed has been repeatedly saying that everything is okay on that front. We're just worried about the labor market now. And obviously inflation is a global issue. It's not just something we're experiencing here in the US. And the official numbers in places like Europe right now, you know, it's like 4 to 5%. In the UK, it's at 6%, which is probably like the real number that we have here in the US right now. But here's another thing we have to look at, the manufacturing index. This is another reason that Martin Curie says that recession odds continue to increase. Manufacturing in the US has been on a steady decline. The sector contracted in September for the 6th month in a row, and the ISM manufacturing index was at 47.2 in September, guys. Any value below 50 indicates a pullback in manufacturing activity. I remember when I covered this in a video earlier in the year, probably back in like April or so, the manufacturing index was sitting right around 50, and now we're at 47.2. So things have continued to deteriorate over the past 5 or 6 months or so. And typically this is also another indicator that we could be facing a recession. In my opinion, it's just another thing that proves that we're already in one. And another reason that people are having a hard time spending more money these days, guys, is because the cost of insurance has gone up so much for everybody. And I want to talk here about insurance because there's a few things that I saw and were brought to my attention from you guys as well. The first thing is there was a couple here in California that actually had their homeowners insurance canceled because of a picture that was taken from space. So this couple has been customers of Liberty Mutual Insurance for about the last 20 years. And because of an image that was taken from space of the condition of their roof, they actually had their policy canceled. The picture from space showed that they have moss growing on the roof and mildew, algae, mold growth, all which can negatively impact the integrity of the roof. So instead of just giving them a chance to say, hey, we're going to cancel your policy if you don't fix your roof, no, we'll just cancel you instead. I mean, at the very least, for customers that have been with them for this long, they could have given them a little bit more of a heads up as a courtesy. And this shows you another thing too, guys, like this is not just a Florida problem, because now if you want to get insurance in Florida on pretty much any house, you are going to have to get a new roof if that roof is more than like 10 to 15 years old. That's a guarantee. But now you're starting to see this become more of a problem in other places too, like here in California. And I wonder how much longer it's going to be before this just becomes the standard, where if you buy a house and the roof is, more than 10 to 15 years old, you got to replace it, even if it looks like it's in good condition. But according to an insurance broker who's been writing insurance policies for the past 30 years, he said that insurance companies actually have to give customers an opportunity to fix a problem, as well as the option to prove that the insurance company got it wrong. So clearly, in this case, Liberty Mutual didn't do this for this couple, and they could probably sue them. So this couple claimed that they hired a roofer to prove that the roof was in good condition still to the insurance company. Of course, they rejected that and didn't want to have anything to do with that report. And they still dropped them anyways. But how much does a new roof cost, guys? Depending on the house, depending on the materials and the size of the roof, you could be looking at anywhere between $15,000 and $30,000, maybe even more. So you wonder why people have pulled back on spending money. People get hit with these major unexpected expenses like that, but their premiums for all these insurance policies have risen as well. So you're really getting hit with a double whammy in these sort of situations, and people don't have extra money to pay for stuff like that. And what about Citizens Insurance in Florida? Florida just got rocked by Helene and Milton, and you can be sure that there are thousands of claims pouring in by the hour right now in Florida. But obviously, Citizens has been unloading a lot of their insurance policies to other companies because Citizens is now able to purge people if another company is offering a rate within 20% of what Citizens is offering. They've already dumped hundreds of thousands of people this year and will continue to do so throughout the end of the year. So at the moment, the only way you can even get a Citizens insurance policy is if a private insurer costs more than 20% of the Citizens quote, and also your property has to be valued at $700,000 or less. Unless you're in Miami-Dade County, then it has to be $1 million or less. But what a lot of people don't understand about Citizens Insurance is it actually cannot go insolvent like a traditional insurance company. I've seen a lot of people say in the comments that, Citizens Insurance is just one major hurricane away from being completely broke and insolvent. But that's actually not true, because the way that it's structured is that they will actually never go broke and be insolvent. Citizens is actually allowed by state regulations to implement a premium surcharge to its policyholders and other Florida consumers to ensure all claims get paid. And the other customers include people who have other kinds of policies like auto insurance, boat insurance, pet insurance, even renter's insurance. And if you live in Florida, you will see those premiums go up if Citizens for some reason cannot cover all of the necessary claims. And as of right now, Citizens Insurance says they have about $15 billion it can tap into, and it's going to be more than enough for both hurricane claims that they expect to be coming in. And the reason for that is because none of these policies cover flood insurance, guys. I talked about this a little bit before. But most of these claims are going to get denied because if you had flood damage, whether it was from rain, whether it was from actual storm surge or whatever, your claim is not going to be processed and you will get denied. You're not going to be covered by this because you need to have flood insurance for that stuff. Even though Citizens is likely to have the money, at least they say they will right now, at this point in time, a lot of the private insurance companies may once again be bailing from the state of Florida because they're on the hook for so many of these claims as well, assuming it wasn't involving flood damage. And of course, I feel no sympathy for these insurance companies whatsoever because these guys have been really raking in the dough. In fact, big insurance companies are having a great year in 2024, and somehow we're supposed to feel sorry that, we're losing money and we're not making a profit, so therefore we need to raise your rates. Like, what? Take a look at this. All insurance companies have raised their premiums over the last couple of years. That's a fact. No matter where you live, you've probably seen your rates go up. When you have companies like Progressive and Travelers Insurance posting double-digit gains so far this year. So has Allstate. Even Universal, which is Florida's largest private insurance company, saw their stock prices go up about 22% this year, guys. Take a look at this chart. You can see going all the way back to 2018 through 2024, you can see the gains in the share prices of these companies. And we're supposed to feel bad. We're losing money. We can't continue to write policies where you live because it's too dangerous. We can't make a profit here. Well, clearly, they're doing just fine and having one of their best years ever, except for maybe the exception of 2023 when you look at this graph. And the real issue is, too, is that everyone is affected by this. It's not just people that live in Florida, because these insurance companies spread the risk to other areas because they have more payouts and more claims in one area. So since they are, international or at least national companies that work with most of the country, so you have insurance companies like Allstate and State Farm. They take these major losses, right, after these big storms, but then they have to find ways to make up for it and to keep these profits rolling in like this. So what you see is people in Kentucky and Idaho and other places where there's just not really that many natural disasters see their insurance go up as well. And I know it's not fair, guys, for people that live in safer areas to have to subsidize insurance for other people that live in more risky areas like California or Florida, but that's just the way these companies work. If you don't like it, take it up with them. They're the ones who are doing this in order to keep their pockets full, okay? It's not like people in Florida are saying, oh, please help us. We need people in Idaho and Kentucky to pay more because we can't afford it. It's not like that. This is something that the insurance companies decide all on their own. And one of the main reasons that homeowners could see their premiums continue to go up is because of the reinsurance market. Reinsurance is essentially insurance for insurance companies. When insurance companies run out of money to pay for claims, then they can tap into reinsurance, which is basically like a backup fund, and they have insurance in case they run out of money. And those rates have been going up as well. So reinsurance rates are determined by worldwide losses with all these different natural disasters. Doesn't mean just here in the US, as we're talking everywhere. So basically how this system works is one place sees a disaster, lots of claims get paid out, and everyone ends up paying, guys. So really, insurance is a global game when you really look at it. So the more natural disasters we continue to see globally, and the amount of property damage those cause, the amount of claims they have to pay out, then the more insurance is going to go up everywhere across the world. And of course, the frequency and severity of these events has been increasing. Therefore, insurance prices are going to go nowhere but up, guys. And you can also guarantee that these companies are not going to let their bottom line slip. They're just going to continue charging customers more. And especially when we're talking about homeowners insurance, you don't have a choice. If you have a mortgage, you're required to have it. Whether they end up paying you with a claim is a whole other story, but doesn't matter, you have to have it. And with so many claims coming in worldwide, it could actually shrink the reinsurance market, which will make reinsurance more expensive for insurance companies, which is yet another cost to pass along to you. So if you're wondering why everybody's broke, or if you're wondering why people aren't taking out loans or not going to restaurants, it's not because they're being financially responsible. It's because they're getting hit with the cost of a new roof, hit with the cost of higher property taxes and higher insurance that is keeping people down. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home.
For a limited
Yeah, people can't afford it. They're not going to get loans. We can't afford to, I bought 2 tacos today. It was like $8 and some cents. That's at least $3 more than what I used to pay not too long ago. Just $3 more. Let's see what Big Ward has to say.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024. I am back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as you can see, I'm making another video. I thought about it. I was going to take a few days off. I changed my mind. Well, I ain't going to say I changed my mind. I just don't feel like it right now. I might do it another time, but right now, I was just minding my business. And I really had decided I was going to take a day off from making videos. I really did, y'all. And I had the nerve to go scrolling on Facebook again. And lo and behold, somebody was talking about Barack Obama. A diehard Democrat was talking about how he told us, the black men, y'all better listen to Obama. He really got us told. They wasn't criticizing Obama, they were praising him. I don't know if y'all saw the video the other day. Well, President Barack Obama, which I ain't gonna lie, y'all know it. If you don't already know, I'm gonna tell you, he was one of my favorite presidents. Him, Bill Clinton, and now Trump. I'm truly independent. I can go either way, Democrat, Republican. If you're good, you're good. I don't care nothing about all the other stuff. If you're good, I'm gonna support you, Democrat or Republican. So I got 3 favorite presidents now: Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. Oh, I was too young to really keep up with it back then, but from what I read about him, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, that's why they tried to get rid of him. You remember they assassinated, he got shot. From not doing what the establishment wanted him to do, so they had to teach him a lesson. So Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. Those are my favorite presidents of my lifetime. Even like I said, when Reagan was the president, I was in elementary school. I ain't know nothing about politics. But now that I know about politics and I look back on how he led Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. He didn't, you know what I mean? Strong men leaders, alpha male leaders. Whether you agree with his policies or not, he wasn't soft or weak like what we got going on nowadays. America was a different country back then during the Reagan era. Men were men, women were women, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know what I mean. So anyway, so here we got, I had to get that in there, that Barack Obama. Before I go in on it, I gotta let y'all know I'm not a Barack Obama hater. It's a lot of black people don't like Obama. He ain't do nothing for black people, big boy. I get it. I'm just saying he did an overall good job as president. Did he do anything for black people? Specifically for black people only? No, he did not. I never said he did. I didn't rate him as a perfect president. I said he was a great president, one of the better presidents we've had. Did he do anything for black people? No. Not a damn thing. Except brought the country out of a deep recession, which benefited black people. It benefited everybody. A lot of y'all forgot what happened when Obama took office, what was going on, how George Bush left us skinned up. George Bush had us in 2 wars, just a recession. They call it the Great Recession. Banks failed. The auto industry failed. The housing market crashed. George Bush killed us. Obama brought us back to life. Some people choose to forget that or ignore that because he didn't do nothing specifically for black people. So we're going to overlook everything he did do. I'm not going to do that. I'm giving credit where credit is due. So therefore, that's why I'm a true independent. Ronald Reagan, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, my best president. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. It is what it is. Now, since I got that out the way, Obama, over the last couple of days, was talking to some black men, chastising them. He was talking to a group live, but he was also talking to all of us. All of us black men that are not supporting Kamala. He had a message for us. He had a scolding for us. He was putting us in check, letting us know how wrong we was for not supporting the black woman. And we black. He played the race card, y'all. One of my favorite presidents went out like that. How dare you, when like many people say you didn't do nothing for black people, how you gonna come scolding black people about what we doing? When you part of the reason why a lot of black people don't support the Democrat Party no more. Even though I'm not a Barack hater. He's one of my favorite presidents, but I got to give credit where credit is due, and I got to give criticism where criticism is due. He didn't do nothing for black people specifically. So therefore, he's part to blame for why a lot of black people, especially black men, have gravitated away from the Democrat Party. Have gone independent or they went Republican, but they're leaving the Democrat Party. Barack Obama, you had a lot to do with that. So now you want to come putting us in check, scolding us. Guilt tripping us, cause we black men, and we not supporting the so-called black woman. Instead, we supporting the so-called racist. In your opinion, cause you think you're racist, that mean I'm supposed to think he won. That mean all the other black men supposed to think he won cause you do. But you don't think you're racist. You just repeating the propaganda. You know he ain't no racist. They were saying George Bush was a racist, but yet we got many pictures of you and Michelle Obama snuggled up with George Bush. You got some splaining to do. Not explaining, but some splaining back in the country. Barack Obama, you got some splaining to do. Since you so against racist, Kanye West said George Bush don't like black people. When you were running for office, you were talking about how bad George Bush was as a president. You might have thrown a couple of racist remarks in there too about George Bush. Later on down the line, we see you, George Bush loved Michelle. We see you and Michelle, all y'all just snoozing with a snooze fest with George Bush, who most black people thought was a racist. Am I lying, black people? No, big boy, you ain't lying. George Bush was a racist. Y'all remember that? Black people swapping down George Bush was a racist. Obviously, Obama don't like racists because he's talking down on Trump, saying Trump is a racist. But yet you snoozing with a person that we think is a racist, George Bush. So are you credible, Obama, when it comes to calling a person racist? You don't have no credibility with me when it comes to that. Sorry. And you don't have no credibility when it comes to scolding, calling out black men for not supporting not just Kamala Harris, the black so-called black woman, but we're not supporting a Democrat candidate. It ain't got nothing to do with it's her. She's a woman. I think y'all got a problem with supporting a woman. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got no problem supporting a woman that's qualified. Example, if Michelle Obama was running, I would have some serious decision to make. Because I think she's very intelligent, very qualified. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna feel that way, it's just my view. I'm just trying to prove a point here. That I don't have a problem with a woman, a black woman at that, being president if I think, not if you think. Because there's some people that think Kamala is qualified. I don't. I think Michelle Obama would run circles around Kamala Harris. If Michelle Obama was running as a Democrat candidate, I probably would have to second guess my thought on who I'm going to vote for. It would be a hard decision then for me. Right now, it's an easy decision. If Michelle Obama was running, it'd be a little harder. Because I think she's very qualified, highly intelligent, know what to do, and she ain't no punk. She don't need a teleprompter to be able to talk. She wouldn't hide from interviews. Whether you agree with her policy or not, she will be able to give you her policy. Not like Kamala. So it has nothing to do with her being a woman, President Obama, or a so-called black woman, President Obama, which I ain't sure about that. The problem is, we as black men, well, just say me. I don't support her because she ain't qualified. She's one of the worst candidates I ever seen in my life. She's an empty suit, an empty wagon, a dunce. Add in adjective you want to add. So I have a question for you, Mr. Obama. And any of y'all, like on that post that I saw that talking about how Obama let us have it, I have a question for you. The way you sat up there and criticized black men for not voting for Kamala because she black, and we black, we supposed to support the black, and that was fine, that was okay. Would you be okay? Say, for instance, a white politician, let's just pick one, Mitt Romney.
Oh, I forgot to bring my gun.
No, Mitt Romney don't like. I don't give a damn if you like him or not. He's white. Say, for instance, Mitt Romney, a white Republican.
Shit, how come I didn't get my gun?
Went to a group of white men that he found out was supporting Kamala Harris.
Son of a bitch.
Instead of Trump. Follow me. What if Mitt Romney, the whitest of the white men, Republican,
there's another one there.
Mitt Romney had like a little meeting, gathering with other white men, male voters. White men.
Oh, there's another
white Kamala Harris supporters. Not only are they white, but they supporting Kamala Harris. Mitt Romney had a meeting with them. And he was criticizing them because they wasn't supporting Donald Trump, the white man. How are y'all white? It's Mitt Romney talking to him like you did Obama. We're going to reverse the role. Mitt Romney talking to a group of white men that's supporting Kamala Harris, the black candidate, the woman candidate instead of the white man. Here you got Mitt Romney over here criticizing these white men for not voting for the white man. How are y'all white and not supporting the white guy? How are y'all white and not supporting Donald Trump? Instead, you're supporting Kamala Harris and you white. How would that look? It would have been an outrage. How dare he?
Forgot my fucking
The media would go crazy.
Shit. Perfect
on Mitt Romney.
opportunity, and I forgot my gun.
They're not going crazy on Barack Obama. They're praising him. But you reverse the role, you switch it around. It was Mitt Romney telling a bunch of white Kamala Harris supporters that they wrong for not supporting the white guy, Donald Trump, because he white.
Might still be able to
not
get
that they don't agree with a policy, they don't like him. He's white, so whether you like him or not, you better not vote for a black person, woman or man, over the white guy. How dare you?
Fucking gun.
Hold on, y'all.
It was perfect, man.
Well, that's exactly what just happened. It's the exact same thing. Obama and everybody else, the mainstream media, would be crucifying Mitt Romney for saying that. But here Obama said it, crickets. Other than black men like me that's complaining about it. But the media overall, no backlash. How dare Obama say that? That's racist. It was racist. So it seems to me there's a lot of black people that have a problem with racism. Seems to me there's a lot of black people that have a problem with racists unless we're the one that's the racist. It's okay for black people to be racist. It's okay for black people to do racism. Just not white folk. White people, newsflash, you can't be racist. But I can.
Right.
According to Barack Obama.
That's absolutely
because that's basically
correct.
what he's saying.
That's fucking correct.
White folks, y'all can't be racist. But black people, we can. It's acceptable. According to Barack Obama. We can have black on black crime all day, every day in the hood. No problem. No marches, no justice, no peace, no protest, none of that. We ain't gonna do nothing. No Al Sharpton, no Jesse Jackson, no Ben Crump gonna show up. Nobody.
There it is.
But let one white
God
man
damn it.
do something to a black man. Hit all hell gonna break loose. One white man, especially if he a cop, do something to a black man, all hell gonna break loose. But I was just Saturday night downtown witnessing some more black on black crime. I ain't heard about it nowhere. I'm telling y'all about it. Y'all ain't heard about it on no news. Nowhere. I witnessed black on black crime on a regular basis. No coverage. One cop out of the whole United States of America violate a black man is national news. Like, it's just, that's all that goes on. But we probably got about 40, 50 people shot over the weekend in Chicago. You ain't gonna hear nothing about it. Because it's black on black. So we can be racist. Black on black crime is racism. That's white supremacy. But they black, no. Black on black crime is white supremacy. Black on black crime is racism. It's discrimination against black people. If you don't see that, I don't know what else to tell you. So therefore, it's okay for Obama to be racist, but not Mitt Romney. Black people okay with racism, as long as we're the ones being racist. That ain't cool with me. Get it, got it, good. Bye.
I just needed some prime meat. Yeah. I'm going to try to get my ass back in there and see if I can do this thing. Jeez, that's a level fucking 6. That's an Alpha Rex. Yeah. Oh, I managed to get my first melee and health mutations on my Carnosauruses. Just letting you know. Can't believe I forgot my fucking gun. Jesus. So I'm going to have to go in there, try to pick it up. Try to pick it up. Recently damaged, so it doesn't want to heal. Alright, so I got an extra bird in case I need it. I think I have an idea on how to get this thing tamed up. But it's hard to do it in this environment. It's kind of congested, and I don't have any backup. If I die, I'm going to have to come back some other way, through one of the other birds. Okay. I'll put some food on you, just in case. And then, go over here. And, okay, so those guys probably drop down here. If I'm lucky, I'll find it. If I'm real lucky. I don't think they dropped to the very bottom. I don't think they dropped way down here, did they? It'd be funny if they did. Oh shit, there he is. There's one right there. Won't let me land on there. That sucks. Well, anyway, he's right under there. That is, oh, that's another female. It's a female 40. Might be easier to get that one and to bother with this other shit. Let me see if I can clear the air here. Okay. Yeah, if I shoot it, let's say I try to tame that one. So that one's over there. Behind. The thing is, that's a level 40. I might actually be able to tame that quicker. There we go. See, it's stuck. I just need a male and female. I have a male. I think I have a male. The other one was female as well. Unconscious. Got it. Alright, so now I just have to get over there in that corner, which is going to be pretty tight. And somehow find a way to get this one tamed without getting anybody's attention. Get that. Give it some of that. Because they have a very, very low bar. Alright, so far so good. I think I have a male and I needed a female. And I think it was the opposite for the pigs. I have a female named Barb. Either way, we'll get this female, and the other one was a female, but I don't know where it dropped. It dropped somewhere. Go ahead and grab this since I'm here. Because I killed off everything that was here before. I guess I can cryo this new guy and we'll fly around and see if I can find the other one. Shouldn't take too long to get this one because it's only a level 40. But like I said, you make the baby and then you cryo the baby, and I think the stuff stays there on the ground, or you take it off the baby and then the baby will grab. Like right now, I tamed it and it gave me the toxin. I think I need that to fight the dragon and all that shit. There, see, it's almost already tamed. Because it's only a 40. The other one was like 100 and something. It would have taken a lot longer. But this one got stuck, which was to my advantage. You always, if you get a tame that's stuck in a hole, just make sure when you go down into the hole you can climb out or fly out. Don't go in there like an idiot, cryo it, and then you're stuck in a hole with no way to get out. That's why I have a grappling hook and all that shit. Alright, should tame up any second. Come on. One more bite and you're mine. Yeah, I got lucky. It got stuck there. I think this is the one I was looking at before. It's the same color as the one I saw before, but I could be mistaken. Maybe there's another one like it. I should see if there's any more here. There was one that was like peppermint stripe. Come on. Jeez, you're only a 40. Come on. Come on, come on. Come on. And I gave it a bunch of narc too. Alright, so we got that one. That's good. I'm going to have to start breeding some Maglenia. But I want to know where the other ones fell down. I did hit the peppermint one. The peppermint one may have restarted. And that would explain why it's not here anywhere that I could see. Oh wait, is it there? There it is. There's the peppermint one. There is the peppermint one. Oh shit, I was attacking it and I didn't know. Son of a bitch. The peppermint one was right there. And it got in the way. Okay. Now where'd it go? It dropped down somewhere. Oh look, here's a box here. Oh, I must have got this before. Huh. The peppermint one, I don't think I killed it. There it is. I'm going to come up here, try to get in the same position. It looks like it is in the same position. Where is it? Oh, it's there, but I can't see it at that angle. Okay. Move the bird this way. There it is. Got that son of a bitch. Still alive. I mean, not alive, but still conscious. Alright, should be done now. See, it went limp. Unconscious. Excellent. Alright, let's get this shit done. I don't think anything's manifested again over here. Gave it to Narc. Now this one is going to take an exceptional amount of time to go ahead and tame. I'm in a good position just like I was before, so I just got to wait it out. So I'm not going to let you guys be here waiting this out. After this, I'm going to leave the cave and go back over there and make sure I have a male. I'm pretty sure I have a male, and these are 2 females, so I should be good to go on Megalania toxin for when I'm ready to do dragons. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to end the video here. It's been about 51 minutes. You all take care.